Scattered across this great country are automotive treasures, collector cars owned by top enthusiasts, rare gems of rich pedigree. We invite them all to come to Autogeek's garage and show off their proudest vehicles, while we get to ask, what's in Autogeek's garage?
Welcome to another episode of What's in Autogeek's Garage. I'm your host, Mike Phillips, and today my celebrity guest is Bill Stevens. Hi, Bill. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Hey, haven't I seen you on Meekum's Auctions?
See me on Meekum Auctions and also on What's My Car Worth. Yep.
Okay. And you've done other TV, though, haven't you?
Yes.
A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Back in 1990, did a show called Wild About Wheels on Discovery, and from there was to NASCAR, NHRA, to Champ Car, drag boats, swamp buggies, golf cart races, you name it, and it's been fun the entire time.
Anything with an engine, basically.
You got it.
Hey, you're a man after my own heart. Hey, I happen to have a 1967 Shelby GT350. What do you think of this?
Beautiful car. I'm a member of the Shelby American Automobile Club, by the way, so I have a soft spot on my heart for anything Shelby, but this really is an exceptional car.
I happen to have the owner here, Bob Pearson. Come on in, Bob.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good, yourself?
Bill?
Hey, Bob.
Good to meet you.
Same here.
Can you tell us a little bit about your car?
Yeah, I bought it about 10, 12 years ago, and it is an early car, number 30. It has the side marker lights on it, and that's very rare. Has one-piece grille, you know, all the original early Shelby equipment. So it's good to go. 289 hypo engine, 4-speed, and a 9-inch rear end, 306 horsepower.
All right, we'll stop you there, okay? Let's talk a little bit about your history with the car. How long have you owned it?
Oh, about 12 years now, and I drive it very rarely anymore, but I used to keep it on the road quite often. It's got over 100,000 miles on it now. So
A lot of people may not know that the GT350 started its life in 1965 more as a race car than a street car.
Absolutely.
By 1967, they were a little bit more civilized and a little bit more streetable and drivable, but these are still fast automobiles, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yep.
Have you ever raced this?
No.
Come on, Bob. We know better than that.
Maybe a little bit, but not a whole lot.
Okay. The condition of your car, obviously this has been restored at some point. Now, did you restore it?
No, I did not. Previous owners, and it goes back a while, probably 15, 20 years ago. So it's just a matter of keeping it waxed.
And it's all straight. This is an original
Very
car.
straight, yeah,
Okay.
very original, yes.
Wimbledon white, Le Mans blue stripes, got
Yep.
the Nagstar wheels, 4-speed transmission makes this car more desirable as well.
Yes.
But I noticed right up here, got a little bit of a problem. What's that all about?
Well, I'm not sure. That was something that needs to be taken care of very shortly. I was going to tear the car down originally about a month ago. It didn't happen because this project came up, so I figured I'll leave it together rather than show it with a big spot on the back. You know, but I will fix that. It appears to be there's some kind of Bondo coming out of there or something. I'm not sure what it is.
Other than that, the car really is straight.
Absolutely.
And clean.
Yep.
And looks terrific. And Mike, you've checked out this GT350. What have you found?
I've checked everything out on it inside and out, and it's actually looking really good, Bob. You've taken a great care of this car.
Thank you.
About the only thing I could really find was back here. That up there, by the way, is something only a body shop can really repair. What I try to focus on is the things that the do-it-yourself or the car owner can do in their own garage. You know, the whole car shines, looks really good. Right. Then you walk back here and they've got a lot of road film or exhaust film on them. You know, the exhaust is always coming out. I'm sure you've got your foot in this thing all the time. Right. It swirls around back here and it just kind of clouds over it and takes away some of the shine. So I've got a product for that I want to share with you today. This is from our Blackfire line. And Blackfire has a complete line of metal polishes. And so if you have something in really bad condition, they got a heavy cut compound. If it's in mediocre condition, we got a medium polish. We've got a fine polish. And this would be something for your exhaust tips because it's not too bad. You just want to cut that road grime off and restore that brilliance and that shine and that sparkle. And it's actually pretty easy to do. This is called a finger pocket. We just dab a little bit of this polish on here. Come down here and just wipe it on. This is something a lot of people would pick out, you know, they always look at the exhaust tips. Want to see if they're all shiny. Match the rest of the car. Put this on just like that. Give it a good rub. You can use this on the bumpers too. Bumpers look good, but just to show you that you can use it. You can see I pulled off some of that road film on there, the exhaust film. Then you want to take a clean microfiber towel. Always make sure it's clean. Then come down and just wipe that off. Now look at it. Matches the rest of the car, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And I'll let you get the other one.
Now?
Well, you can do it when you leave.
Okay.
We're going to be right back and check out some more cool cars.
What's in Autogeek's Garage is being brought to you by Meguiar's. Meguiar's car care products since 1901. By Lake Country, pioneering manufacturers of buffing and polishing products sold worldwide. And by Minzerna, the world's finest polishing materials.
What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Stroke, Denny Terzic, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners, and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
The best looking cars on the road deserve only the best when it comes to car care. Pinnacle Natural Brilliance.
Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax is all natural. It uses ivory carnauba wax to create a sizzling shine.
Pinnacle literally has a product for every square inch of your car. For more information about the entire line of Pinnacle products and for some valuable tips and techniques, check out pinnaclewax.com or autogeek.net.
Yo, Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Bill. You know, we had a car like this on an earlier episode. They're so long. I think back then they called these land yachts. Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. We have here a 1964 Chrysler Crown Imperial, and Bill's up there talking to Carlos, the owner.
Yeah, you're right about this car, Mike. In fact, I think when I flew into West Palm last night, my plane landed on your hood. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Carlos, tell us a little bit about this automobile. You remember in 1964 when cars like this were on America's highways from coast to coast. It was quite a time for American cars, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And I think you put a couple of scratches on my hood. When
All right, don't get fussy on us, Carlos, all right? But Chrysler, Cadillac, Lincoln, they really ruled the roads in America back then.
This was the Crown Imperial of that period, actually.
How long have you had this?
I've had this 2.5 years now.
It's in really good condition. What kind of condition was it in when you bought it?
Just about the same condition. I polished it up a little bit, but I think Mike could do a better job of doing it than I can.
Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. That is quite an engine. That's when they really built big V8s in America, 413 cubic inches. This car can get down the highway, can't it?
Oh, yeah, 340 horsepower and plenty of torque.
What are some of the other options on this Imperial?
Yeah, power antenna. You have power windows all the way around, 6-way power seats, air conditioning, cruise control. All the comforts of today's cars actually were founded in these old cars.
Yeah, these cars were all about luxury back then. I love this. You've got a lot of the paperwork that the car came with when it was new. But tell us about this operating instruction manual. What's that cover all about?
What I like about this is the velvet type covering. I can't believe that, you know, they spent money on all this stuff. Back then, they wouldn't do that today. You know, then you have also the original service manual.
Yeah, everything they did back then.
With the ID number.
Everything they did back then really had sort of like a
personal touch.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted people to feel as if they were getting into the upper crust just by owning an automobile like this.
Yeah.
Now, a car like this.
I'm getting tired from walking.
Oh, sorry. Well, we'll stop right here then.
It's so
okay.
long. Yeah.
He needs a breather.
Yeah.
How fast can this car go with a big engine like that? I'm assuming it'll get down the highway.
Oh yeah, they'll bury the needle with no problem.
Which is like how much?
At least 130, 40 miles an hour.
But you would never do that.
No. I can't read that far.
Mike, we've had a look at the car now. Tell us your opinion. What are some of the areas this car may need some help on?
Well, it's a very beautiful car, and it's black. And one thing I would say about black isn't a color, it's a full-time job. And that's because any kind of defect is going to show up easily to your eyes. Now, when I looked at this, one of the things I noticed is there's a lot of water spots in the paint. A lot of times if it rains, the sprinkler goes off. If the water sits there and dwells, it can actually form and leave an imprint in the shape of the water spot right there in the paint. And the only way to really get that out, you can't wax it out, you got to polish it out. So what I have here today, I have a couple polishes from the Menzerna USA line. Now Menzerna is famous in Europe for their flawless finishes that come out of the factory showroom. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to take the Menzerna polishes, apply them, and remove those water spots. And I think we can actually bring this paint back to just like it rolled out of the factory showroom when it was brand new.
Wow.
So what I want to do is I want to take and put a tape line down here. And that way we can see the before and after. And the products I'm going to use here, this is actually what's called a medium cut polish, and this is an ultra fine cut polish. And I'm going to start out with this one first. I've already got some on the pad here. I'm going to put a couple more little drops here just to have something to work with. And these products are predominantly used in the body shop industry and the detail shop industry, but a lot of enthusiasts like them too because they work so well. Okay, so let's see if we can work some magic here. Now, it's pretty easy to tell this is single stage paint, so we know it's the original paint because most cars nowadays have a base coat clear coat finish. So that was a polishing pad with a medium cut polish. I'm going to take that pad off, wipe this residue off, and already I think you can see the water spots are gone. Now, a lot of people might stop right there because that looks pretty good. But what we're going to do now is we're going to switch over to a less aggressive pad and what we call an ultra fine polish from Menzerna USA. And this is what really brings up the maximum gloss and clarity. It's this extra step, this extra polishing step we're going to do. And then this paint will be ready for a coat of wax.
It's looking good already.
It looks pretty good. Watch this though. Okay, and this is where the magic happens. And you don't need to let a polish dry. This isn't a wax. You always want to use a clean microfiber towel when you're working on black paint like this. Carlos, walk back here and check this out. The water spots are gone.
That looks awesome.
Let me pull this tape off. And I think with a little bit of work, we could create a flawless show car finish on this all original single stage paint. How's that look?
That looks great.
Okay.
Great job.
Hey, come on back. We're going to be working on another really cool car. Okay, well, all we need is about 2 or 3 hours to finish this.
That came out nice.
Blackfire Car Care products are proudly made in the USA and offer a complete line of interior and exterior products to clean, condition, polish, and protect every inch of your car from top to bottom. Blackfire products are formulated using state-of-the-art polymer technology for ease of use and superior performance. Blackfire compounds, polishes, and waxes are famous for creating that deep, wet shine that everyone loves. Don't just turn heads, create whiplash. Visit autopiacarcare.com.
Autogeek.net has everything you need to keep your vehicle looking its very best. Mothers, Meguiar's, 3M, Pinnacle, just to name a few. In fact, Autogeek carries over 60 brands with thousands of unique items. The expert staff can answer any question you have about any product via email, discussion forum, live chat, or by phone. The selection is huge, the prices are low, and they ship it right to your door. It couldn't possibly get any easier. Autogeek.net. We are car care. For a lot of us, the automobile is the second biggest investment that we make. Now, one of the best ways to protect this investment is with the entire line of Wolfgang Car Care products.
Wolfgang Fusion uses German-engineered super polymers blended with ivory carnauba wax for long-lasting protection with a three-dimensional crystal-like shine.
For more information about the entire line of Wolfgang Car Care products and time-saving tips and techniques, check out wolfgangcarcare.com or autogeek.net.
Mike Phillips here. I've been buffing out cars all my life and teaching classes on machine polishing paint since 1988. And out of all the polishes I've ever used, I've never found anything that outperforms Menzerna polishes for a true show car finish. Made in Germany since 1888, Menzerna offers a complete line of compounds, medium cut, fine cut, and ultra fine cut polishes to create a high gloss finish just like you see here. Check out MenzernaUSA.com.
It's time now for Off the Shelf. Quick tips on detailing your car with Mike Phillips. And brought to you by Meguiar's Car Care Products.
This week's email comes from Darlene in Northern California. Darlene writes, Mike, I love detailing my car myself, but I just moved to a condo and now I don't have access to running water. Is there a product out there that will enable me to clean my car safely? Well, Darlene, Meguiar's just introduced a product called Ultimate Wash and Wax Anywhere. Now, this is more than a spray detailer because it offers better cleaning with higher lubricity. And so you can take a car that has a dirt buildup, but it's not four-wheel drive dirty, and actually get it clean without having to drag out a hose and a bucket. All you need to do is mist the product on. You actually want to saturate the surface fairly heavily, and then you want to use 2 microfiber towels. The first towel, you spread the product out, and that captures the dirt onto the towel. Then switch over to a clean, dry microfiber towel and wipe that to a high shine. Now, the Meguiar's Ultimate Wash and Wax Anywhere also contains their hydrophobic polymer technology. So as you're washing the car, you're also leaving behind a wax protection. And this is a really good part. If you live in those places where it's cold in the winter, has a lot of rain and snow, you can actually use it in the garage where you can wash and wax your car without having to drag out the hose or the bucket. And that's Meguiar's tip for Off the Shelf this week. Wow, that really looks nice. It's just like it rolled off the assembly line. It's clean and sanitary. Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. I'm here with Scott McGillivray, and this is a 1969 Firebird. What do you think, Bill?
I'm just stunned by this automobile, and I got to ask you, Scott, if you come up here, the outside of the car is just eye-scorching with this beautiful red paint, but the interior, tell me that isn't the original interior.
This is the original interior.
Wow, that's amazing. So the carpet, seats, everything.
I did replace the carpet, but everything else is original.
You've played with the engine a little bit, haven't you?
I did warm it over just a little bit.
Well, tell us more.
This is an 11-to-1 compression. It does run pump gas. Played with some different camshaft technology. I do use the stock Quadrajet carburetor, and it does run very well.
Why a 69 Firebird? Why this car?
It was a one-year body that you commonly see with Camaro, but as you may know, because you host a lot of shows, there's a lot of Camaros. What's unique to this car is it blends GTO technology into that 69 body style and makes a very unique kind of car.
Scott, what kind of options does this car have?
It has the hood tack. It does have, I upgraded it to Ram Air Force specifications, including the exhaust. It has the rally wheels, has the console, variable ratio steering, tinted glass, posi traction axle.
Love that Ram Air 4 engine. That's the big kahuna of the Pontiac Ram Air 4 engines. About how much horsepower do you think you got?
This is at 370 horsepower and 440 foot-pounds of torque.
I love that. Well, we talked about the polyurethane paint, and it looks spectacular, but take a little closer look at it. It might use a little bit of a wax job, and that's where Mike Phillips comes in.
Well, actually, I've been looking this over pretty good using a swirl finder light, and it has a swirl-free finish. It's actually very beautiful, but there's a little technique we call jeweling, which will take any paint job to its maximum potential, really just bring up the gloss, the clarity, and this is a single stage paint. This is something you can really bring the richness of the color out. But to do that, you need a rotary buffer that'll dial down to a very low RPM. So what I have here is the Flex PE14, and this has been re-engineered to dial down to 400 RPM. That is so slow, and that's what you use for jeweling. Now, it's important for the jeweling step that you also use an ultrafine polish, which is what I have right here, but it's also just as important that you use a super, super soft pad. This is actually called a jeweling pad. One of the things I like about the Flex PE14 is it has precision ground heat-treated gears. Listen to this. We can talk over this. You could be out in your garage buffing on your car and actually listen to the radio. Now to do the jeweling step, you just lock this in at there's a lock right here, so I got this locked in. It locks at 600. If you want to run it on the trigger, it's 400. I'm going to pick up my bead of product here, spread this out. This is 600 RPM. Can you hear me over there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's because them gears are so quiet. And now all we're going to do is we're just going to sit here and just slowly polish this paint and just really max out the gloss. And if I want to, I can come off the trigger lock. That's 400 RPM. Most rotary buffers only go to 1,000. So if you want to do the jeweling step, you need a rotary buffer that'll dial down to low RPM like the 400 to 600 range. And you need something that's been designed to run cool at that RPM. See, the problem with running a normal rotary buffer at a low RPM is it'll overheat. What Flex has done is they put a fan in here and they put these vents here, and what it does is it pulls the air through here past the drive unit up here, and it keeps it cooled down so it won't overheat when you're running it at low RPM. So it looked good to begin with, and this one spot that I've just now jeweled looks amazing. What do you think, Scott?
I think we need to do the rest.
And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to do it.
That's perfect.
What's in Autogeek's Garage is being brought to you by Flex, the original, by Optimum, accelerate into the future, and by Diamondite, the ultimate glass and plastic care systems.
Flex power tools are German engineered specifically for polishing paint. The Flex 3401 is a forced rotation, dual action polisher that won't inflict swirls into the paint because the pad rotates and oscillates at the same time. The Flex PE14 rotary buffer weighs only 5 pounds, but has all the power of a full-size rotary buffer. Its compact size and lightweight reduces fatigue and makes it perfect for all your machine polishing projects. Visit flexnorthamerica.com.
Amazing results, even in full sun. Now go have fun.
Every time you touch your car with a chamois, microfiber, or towel, you scratch the finish and remove the wax you just applied. Think it's dry? Guess again. The Master Blaster dries where no towel can reach. Now you can dry your car or motorcycle twice as fast with no effort, no scratches, and with no water spots. Truly touchless, the Master Blaster is the quickest and safest way to dry your baby with warm, dry filtered air. Made in the USA.
Welcome back to What's in Autogeek's Garage. What we have here is Bob Max McKee, the president and CEO of Autogeek.net. This is his personal car. It's a 2007 Corvette. What we have over here is a Chickmobile, and this is for you.
That's okay, because I like chicks, but can we talk about this car for a second?
Let's start over here.
I love this car. This is a great car, a 2007 Corvette. This is a C6 generation car, 400 cubes, 400 horsepower. This one is puffed out. All the options, including nav, power, everything, alloy wheels, a real world-class sports car. But this is a total contrast to that. This is the way the Europeans do it. This is a 2-liter turbo engine in this little Audi TT convertible, about 213 horsepower, small, nimble, handles well, great style, but look at the contrast. Big, little.
Yeah, more for me, more for you.
I love that.
Well, you know what? And one thing I really like about this is I love the color. It's just really pretty. But to keep that color coming out, you want to keep a fresh coat of wax on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a coat of protection on, but I'm going to use a traditional paste wax while I'm going to set you up with a liquid paint sealant.
That's Monterey red metallic, by the way, and it looks spectacular, doesn't it?
Especially with a fresh coat of wax.
Indeed.
Okay, so now these both do the same thing. They protect the paint, they add gloss, make it look real pretty. It's just one comes in a liquid, and a lot of times the guy likes a liquid to put on by machine because you can pour it out right onto the pad and then turn the machine on and polish. But you can also apply it by hand, and to help you do that, I got what we call a little finger pocket here. Feel that foam. Feel how soft that is.
Wow.
It's very, very soft. See, it wouldn't do any good to take a really high quality paint sealant to a beautiful car finish and then use an old rag to apply it. You also need something very, very soft.
Hi, Mike. I like chicks too.
So go ahead and take this. You work over there.
Okay.
And I'm going to come over here. What I'm going to use is Pinnacle Sovereign Paste Wax. Now this is 100% Brazilian carnauba wax. Creates a really deep gloss shine, and that is actually a German engineered polymer, American made though, and it's going to give you a lot longer lasting protection, or this is more of a show car wax.
Now I saw the Karate Kid 5 times, and Mr. Miyagi said wax on, wax off. Is that what I should do here? Actually,
Mr. Miyagi was wrong. Yeah, I know, a lot of people, they do this, wax on, wax off, but what you want to do is you want to apply this in straight lines. Usually the direction the wind would blow over the car. I'm going to show you over here with the polishing pal. Just like that. And look how nice and easy that glides on. Go ahead, try, Bill.
Okay. Just straight back and forth, huh?
Yep, just back and forth, the direction the wind would blow over the car.
That's very poetic, Mike. I like that.
I do a little writing on the side too, you know.
Love it. Okay, now, how long do I let it sit there?
Now, that's a product you actually want to let that dry until it dries to a haze. And for that product, that's about 45 minutes. And what's so cool about this product is it's actually oxygen activated. So it needs to completely dry before you wipe it off. And then you don't want to let it get wet for about 12 to 24 hours while the polymers are actually setting up. Like, think of like how concrete sets up. They're going to solidify and create a real tough shield of protection on there. Me, on the other hand, this is what we call a wipe-on, wipe-off wax. I can put it on and instantly wipe it off. So I'll be done a lot faster than you.
Yeah, I'll be done a lot faster than you. Now, should I just keep going here while this is drying on the hood?
You just keep on going around the car.
Okay.
Now, while you're putting yours on, you're going to let it dry. I'll be over here wiping mine off.
I know. You made that point. Actually, this goes on really easily, though.
How does it smell?
Oh, makes me hot.
This actually smells really good. Kind of makes waxing your car a lot of fun when the products you use actually smell good and work good. Okay, well, that's it for this episode. And I'm going to continue with mine. Bill, you just keep going around the car over there.
That's it for this episode. You mean I have to keep doing this?
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't even my car.
Well, you know, and that's what happens when you come on the show, is I put you to work.
All products featured on today's program are available from Autogeek.net.